Kristie Lu Stout has the very latest, and Hong Kong is experiencing this firsthand. They had the virus under control. Now it's coming back with a vengeance, and they're back now with these incredibly strict measures, and it's not just Hong Kong.
Yeah, it's not just Hong Kong. We're also keeping an eye on mainland China. China is now going through a fresh spike in COVID-19 infections with an ongoing flare-up in the western region of Xinjiang. Earlier today, China's National Health Commission provided new data on the outbreak, saying that the nation is reporting its highest number of locally transmitted cases since March the 6th. That's 4 months ago. Let's bring up the data for you. According to China's National Health Commission, China reported 68 new cases, including 64 locally transmitted cases. Of the 64 domestic cases, 57 were reported in Xinjiang, 6 in Liaoning, 1 in Beijing. And John, as you just said, it is not just China. We are seeing flare-ups across the region in India, Vietnam, and Australia, and of course here in Hong Kong.
Takeaway in Hong Kong, it's not just about grabbing a quick meal to go anymore. As of Wednesday, it's a city mandate. The new order is part of a government plan to try to stamp out a third wave of coronavirus in the city. Indoor dining will no longer be allowed. Though restaurants can stay open for carryout, some workers worry that they won't make enough money to get through this latest round of restrictions. It has affected us quite a bit, one woman says, because our takeaway sales are not that great. And now, by banning all dining, it's very hard for us to survive. Authorities also issued tougher requirements for masks, which will now be mandatory even when outdoors, with a fine of $645 for anyone who doesn't comply. But the coronavirus isn't just surging in Hong Kong. In mainland China, local transmissions are the highest they've been in almost 5 months. Singapore surpassed 50,000 cases. Vietnam, which has reported only a handful of cases since April, is evacuating 80,000 people from Da Nang after an outbreak in the popular resort town. The Prime Minister is urging citizens to social distance again. We need to remain calm, he says, and take the matter seriously to find an effective way to stop the virus from spreading. But many countries are struggling to do just that, especially in densely populated areas like India, where in just one day, nearly 50,000 new infections were reported. Record numbers in Australia, too, which recently had its deadliest day of the pandemic. The Premier, the state of Victoria, which is under a second lockdown, says people are simply not following the rules.
It's just a matter of fact. We have too many people who have symptoms and they are going to work. And what that means, even with mask wearing, even with hand hygiene, even with distancing, that is an unacceptable risk in terms of transmitting this virus.
A virus that is still thriving across Asia and is especially tenacious when people let their guard down.
Now, officials in China are certainly not letting their guard down. In Dalian, officials there have ordered a citywide testing for the coronavirus, affecting some 6 million residents there, and also in Urumqi, the capital of Xinjiang. For a week now, officials there have said that they are, quote, in wartime mode as they undergo widespread testing, contact tracing, and targeted lockdowns. John.